We would be honored if you would join us.
Welcome back. Been a while since you've seen our mugs. We've been busy and work and stuff and life and all kinds of stuff.
Grown human beings.
Yeah, which is stupid. I don't like being human beings.
Yeah.
I like adulting. But we're here to talk about stuff that we missed talking about for a long time. Like trailers and movies that we've seen and didn't review. And, you know, that kind of stuff. I kind of got a list of some stuff we could talk about. But first thing I want to talk about really quickly is we saw Wonder Woman opening night. What did you think about it? Just quick thoughts. Like, what did you think about the movie? Was it pretty wondery?
Yeah. I wonder if I like it. No, I liked it a lot. It was a good storyline. It kept me intrigued the entire movie. I mean, Ares, I could ask for a little more.
I agree.
I mean, but you can't put all your hens in one basket right off the bat with it. So I understand how they have to set things up, but I liked it. I really did. I thought, I mean, for a leading role in a woman superhero movie, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, they did.
You got Captain Marvel, who you have Marvel relying on and throwing in our face and shoving down our throats at the moment.
And that
And I
character
could
is not
give
yeah.
a rat's ass about
Yeah,
it.
I
Right
hate
now.
that character. It's every time that series fails in Marvel, they restart it. They make her more mannish looking every time, like shorter hair. It's just a terrible. Go read. I think it's the something Captain Marvel right now. It's absolutely garbage, like absolute trash. But I loved Wonder Woman. I thought it was really good. I was really surprised at Gal Gadot, her acting. Gadot, I think is how you say it. I'm not sure.
You can call her whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, she was really good. I mean, she really took that role and just went with it. And the storyline was really good. I loved all the parts on Themyscira in the beginning with her mom and her aunt.
Oh yeah, and the scenery was top notch.
It was fantastic.
Awesome. I mean, the visuals was probably my favorite part about it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they could have written a drab, just boring storyline that for the first hour of the movie, and I still would have been like somewhat intrigued just by the visuals alone. I mean, that to me was what knocked it out of the park.
Me too. Yeah, I thought everybody did a good job acting wise, especially Robin Wright Penn as Antepi, her aunt, was one of my favorite characters, and her mom, Queen Hippolyta, was really good. Connie Nielsen played her really well, and Chris Pine, dude, was like one of the best characters in a comic book movie ever.
Yeah.
Like that dude, I don't know, that dude can't do any wrong. I think whatever he's done, most everything I've seen him in it's been gold.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, he was awesome in that, dude.
Yeah.
He was so good in that movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, go watch it now.
Great.
Stop this to video, go watch it.
Yeah.
And so I give Wonder Woman, I think it's about an 8 out of 10, I think.
I can see that. I can say it. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Yeah.
And then we saw Spider-Man Homecoming opening night as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get to do a review on that. I'll start off with my quick thoughts. I saw it twice in the theater. First time, I really, really liked it a lot. Second time, I analyzed it more, and I liked it less. Main reason was all he did was dick ride Tony Stark the whole movie, and it was about Iron Man, and I don't know. It just okay. I get it that he wants to be part of the Avengers. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need him texting Happy every 5 minutes of the film, or calling Happy to find out what's going on. That was my least favorite part. My favorite part was Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
I was gonna say, this Michael Keaton as the Vulture was awesome. He nailed that role. It was perfect. I saw the rest of that storyline using parts of Iron Man, Tony Stark, and Happy and all that. It was a crutch. It was almost like Marvel really didn't know if they could count on this movie to be as strong as it could have been, and they're looking back and saying, well, let's take the success of Iron Man. At least we know we can put this guy into a movie, and we can somewhat hope that he can carry the storyline, the plot, the other characters on his back. It was a smart move. I can't be mad at him for that.
No,
but at the same
not at all.
time, like
No.
the movie had so much failed just so many aspects to it where I was just like, okay, I feel like I'm watching either an Avengers movie or I'm watching a freaking Iron Man movie that has Spider-Man in it. I could have went for a little more backstory.
I agree. Yeah.
But
I mean-
we've been shit on twice now by two different Spider-Man movies, or I should say two different Spider-Man
Series,
and
Yeah. Because, I mean, Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Raimi, with Tobey Maguire was really well, but then Spider-Man 3 came out and ruined that trilogy. Absolutely ruined it. Amazing Spider-Man Part 1 was very, like, mediocre. Part 2 was absolute trash. I mean, number one, the trailers gave away everything. I mean, nobody wants that. We knew Gwen Stacy was going to die. We saw it in the trailer.
Paul Giamatti as Rhino
was just miscast by fucking miles.
Oh,
Sorry about my language, but yeah.
God, no, dude.
We're going to try to also
Fuck.
keep our language to a minimum so more people can watch these videos, but when you talk about stuff like this that we really love or passionate about, it's going to slip out eventually, but that's just how it is. But I didn't like his best friend character in the movie because I don't even know who. I had to look it up online and see who was this guy, and in the comics he looks completely different. I know diversity and all that jazz, but that's cool. But if you're gonna just make a new character, that's cool. Make a new character. Like Zendaya ended up being Mary Jane at the end. I didn't like that.
Flash
was the worst part because he's a bully to Peter Parker and
a jock, a big
jock bully,
football playing jock.
So it's gonna scare you.
A skinny Iranian kid who is a nerd and
I know
is more intelligent, and I just
plus that dude that played Tom Holland, who played Spider-Man Peter Parker, was pretty ripped. He was bigger than Flash. He could have kicked his ass.
Yeah, he could have manhandled him.
So why would you make that bully character that little puny dude? I mean, like I said, I get it, diversity, but diversity for diversity's sake. I don't want that. Like, let's try to be faithful. If you want to throw new characters in there, I'm okay with you not having Mary Jane or the friend who I keep forgetting the name, because in the comics he looks completely different. But if you want to do that, that's fine. Just make new characters for the movie. That's cool. And he's right. It was a crutch. Iron Man, Happy, the Avengers thing the whole time was a crutch. Not enough Spider-Man in New York. Not enough Spider-Man, like, investigating. There was, like, a couple scenes like that. The whole Washington scene, I think, was a waste of time.
Huge waste.
Why? I know they were in Washington so he could go see, like, where the villain's hideout was, but why do we need that whole thing?
I got more out of the ATM battle where he fought the robbers with the Avengers masks on. I got more entertainment, more excitement, more plot. Every bit of that movie, I got more out of that 3 minutes of movie of scenery than I did out of any of that Washington crap.
I know, me too. That was just pointless. It was an entertaining film. Don't get me wrong. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
And I think that they should have let Spider-Man be Spider-Man without Tony Stark and the Avengers stuff. You can throw the connections in there every now and then. We know it's part of that world. We all know it. Even though Sony logos in the beginning, we know it's part of that because of Civil War. We all know this Spider-Man is part of the universe. We don't need massive connections like that. I mean, it's fine, but it was still entertaining. I'd give it like a 5.5 out of 10, probably. First viewing, I would have gave it a 7. But I watched it a second time, then I thought about it more and analyzed it more, which is sometimes really bad to do. But no, yes, 5 out of 10 for the second viewing.
And my first viewing, I would give it a 6.5. Like I said, I mean, anymore we can. It's almost a guarantee you're gonna have your visuals and your special effects.
They were good
in these movies that just can just blow your mind with visually. But when you don't have a backstory, when you don't have any kind of dialogue, you don't have any content, there's no point. You know, you can polish a turd all day long. It's still a turd. That's the problem with these movies nowadays, is now everybody's so reliant on computer and CGI and all this crap.
And making sure everything's connected and Easter eggs. That's a lot of the big thing too.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a story. Like, I didn't know anything about Peter Parker after this movie. Like, except he had a crush on that girl. Oh, the best scene in the movie, hands down, was when he goes to pick her up for prom, and Michael Keaton, the Vulture, is her dad.
Spoiler.
Freaking yeah, that was the best scene, and it was worth the price of admission alone. That whole scene, like the tension between
That's
him,
like palm sweating.
it really was. Like you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
And the whole car ride to the prom, and after she gets out and they have a conversation, one of the best parts of any Marvel movie with a villain and a hero, because a lot of Marvel movies have really lackluster villains, except for like Loki and maybe Red Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since, and hell, we don't even know what Thanos is going to do. I mean, we've seen some of the stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah. So I mean, maybe I know we're going to get a sequel. And we know he's going to be in the Avengers: Infinity War. That's great. Next time, give us some more Peter Parker and let him be on his own, and let's get some more just Peter Parker with Spider-Man in New York, because I missed a lot of that. That whole Washington thing was out of place because I wanted him in New York. That's where Spider-Man is in New York all the time. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not like the beginning either with him filming the whole Berlin crap from Civil War. It was unnecessary. And I mean, it was a waste for me.
Yeah, it was. They were trying to be clever. I feel like they were trying to be cool. And the funny thing is a blog I follow literally put that first 15 minutes on there. So I mean, I had seen it before I even stepped into the movie theater. It's stuff like that that just I feel like it's unnecessary, and then it gives. They feel like they're able to give that little tidbit of to you before you go see the movie, because it's going to draw you in. With me personally, when I watched it, I was like, okay, I really don't care if I see this movie or not. If it comes out to buy digitally on iTunes, am I going to buy it? Yes, I probably will.
Probably, yeah.
Because I feel
4K,
like, yeah. I mean, I feel like I have to have it in my collection.
Yeah.
But at the same time, am I going to, when I'm bored on a rainy day and I need a movie to watch, am I going to go like just passing up so many other movies that I like to go watch that? Hell no.
No.
It might go in to show somebody who's never seen it before. They'll be like, yeah, we can sit down and watch it.
For sure. Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. So that was Spider-Man Homecoming. We talked about that a little bit. Now we're going to move on a little bit. Comic-Con was, 2 weeks ago now? It's been a while.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff came out. We haven't talked about this tonight yet. We hung out for a little bit before we did this video. But one thing we didn't talk about was, did you see the trailer for Stranger Things Season 2?
Oh, yeah.
With the Thriller theme song in it?
The remix.
Yeah. That trailer, like that show came out of nowhere, by the way. Like nobody knew what it was. Nobody expected it. And now, like, that show was so well written, so well acted. I don't even know if Winona Ryder got nominated for anything for that, but she should have. Should have won all the awards, but that was a great show. Everybody in it did a good job. The story was fantastic. The special effects were great. It wasn't cheesy. It made me feel like a kid again, because I grew up in the 80s, and it felt like I was watching something that I could have watched back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Like, it felt like an 80s movie. And that's why it was so popular, I think, because the 80s nostalgia is so in right now. But that trailer was fantastic. That Thriller remix was like, man, me and Debbie, my wife, watched that trailer. We had to watch it again because it was so good. We're like, we're watching that trailer again.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't watch trailers more than once. She barely pays attention the first time. But yeah, so great trailer. I'm ready for it. Yep.
I'm stoked.
We will review it when it comes out too. We'll review season 2.
I mean, I'm gonna probably go back. I think the night before, maybe the 2 nights before, I'm probably gonna do. My fiance and I are probably gonna do a marathon binging on it just to get prepared, because it has been a while since I've seen since I've watched it. Yep. But I mean, her and we cranked through, I think, that entire first season in 3 nights. And
I think we did too.
Typically, it takes us a good maybe week to a week and a half just to watch a season. I mean, that's how like we were into it. Like 11 o'clock, and we're going, let's sneak one more episode in. Let's at least get to this far within it. So I mean,
like, I gotta be at work at 7. Who cares? I want to watch another episode of Stranger Things. Let's do it. But
I'm so excited for that one. I mean, honestly,
October.
I cannot wait.
Ready for it.
Yeah.
Comic-Con had a lot more to offer too. I mean, had some negative stuff too. I mean, if you saw anything from Inhumans, you want to forget about it really quickly, because man, that show looks so bad. And the reviews apparently are coming out for it, and it's like just terrible. No, nobody gets it. Nobody understands what it's about. The creators can't even tell you what it's about. They had a panel 2 days ago on the show. The cast looked like didn't want to be there. Like the creator, Jeff Loeb, who's doing like Marvel TV, looked like he didn't even want to be there. Like, It's in the ABC TV universe with Agents of Shield. That already gives me a non hope for the show because Agents of Shield is so bad,
Ugh.
so bad. We can talk about that for an hour, but I'm not even going to get into that because that show I've
I could take a
tried,
dump for an hour. That's how bad
and it would be
it is.
way
It'd be
better. I'd
way
watch
better.
that than over Agents of Shield. It's that
Ugh.
bad. I've given it a chance. Like I watched season one, and it took me like 3 months to watch season one because I kept stopping and going back and stopping. I'm like, okay, let's try it again. And season two was worse. And then I got through season two finally, and I was like, I'm not doing it again. I'm done. So no more of that. I'm not going to watch Inhumans, especially after the trailer. It was like, what is this mess? Like it looked like terrible cosplay costumes. Black Bolt looks like the only one who looks like worth a crap.
Yeah.
But
And it's a damn shame because like he's such a cool
I
character
know.
and there is so much opportunity in that storyline in itself and then I don't even know where to begin. Like I'm probably gonna try and give it a chance just because I kind of like watching car wrecks and I like watching, you know,
Train wrecks
accident,
are
yeah,
nice.
train wrecks and all that stuff. Like you
Yeah.
just want to see how bad something can actually be, and that's kind of what I believe this is gonna end up
Yep.
playing out as.
Yeah.
It looks so bad, and that's exactly it's everybody now is jumping on this bandwagon of comic books and this and that, and they're not following the storylines, and they're not going.
They're not following
I,
the source material right.
did
Yeah.
you not learn your lesson? And when Deadpool did this right, and they actually made this movie because people went and spent their money because it followed the comic books. For a while, you thought, hey, they're finally opening their eyes. Logan,
Oh my
they're
gosh.
actually realizing if you do it right, people will love it and keep coming back for more. And I thought for just a split second they were gonna start following this trend, and then they just jumped right back off,
Yeah.
right down the shitter again.
I
They're
just hope it fails like hardcore because Inhumans was on the Marvel's like cinematic side like as a release date for next year,
Mhm.
and last year they canceled it because they were going to do the series, but Vin Diesel was going to be Black Bolt, and they had it was going to be part of their cinematic universe, and they decided they're going to do in the TV world, but maybe this will fail hard enough where they'll put it back into what they were going to do originally because it would connect so well with what they're doing, especially with Phase 3 ending soon. Yeah, Phase 3 is going to be coming in with Infinity War. So Phase 4 will start, and unfortunately, Captain Marvel's probably going to be running Phase 4, and nobody's going to watch that because nobody wants to see Captain Marvel. It's done. Marvel, stop. We don't care about this character. But I'm not going to say it. We're not going to talk. We're going to do a video about. We'll do a video about Captain Marvel soon.
Mhm.
When it gets closer to the movie, we'll talk about why it's a terrible character and why nobody will ever like this comic book. Nobody likes him. Nobody reads them. It keeps failing. They keep rebooting it. It's worse every time. So, but a lot of good stuff came out of Comic-Con too. The It trailer came out.
Yep.
The second It trailer came out, and it was fantastic. It looks
Creepy.
terrifying and creepy. The atmosphere looks good, and I'm just kind of wondering if they're going to come out and let us know right before the movie comes out, like, oh yeah, there's a part two with the adult side of it. I mean, if they don't do that and it's just the kid side of it, I'm cool with that because it looks so good. But I'm really ready for this movie to come out. I can't wait to see it. We'll do a review on it when it comes out because we both want to see it pretty badly. So, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Excited about that?
I'm ready for it. I'm really stoked, and I'm not a horror movie person at all. I just told him earlier I've never seen the original fully all the way through. I have seen bits and pieces. As a kid, I never got into scary movies because I actually enjoyed being able to walk down the hallway at night, and not crap my pants. I enjoyed my sleep. But as I got older, I started appreciating horror movies a little more and more. Needless to say, I don't waste my time with a lot of them just because I feel like there's just it's a trend that some of these directors they miss the mark so awfully. And but I'm always down for a good gory horror movie. I love the first few Saw movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but I watched this trailer and I don't know what got me like just immediately engulfed in it, but like as soon as I saw the boat floating down the thing, like the little
SS Georgia.
sidewalk,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes, I have to see this, and I don't even know why. I mean,
It's
usually
just, it grabs you like
it does. It
immediately.
really does.
It
And
really
and
does.
the scene where he comes, running out of the water all crazy.
Oh yeah, that freaked
I
me out.
just was like, I have to see more.
Hmm.
So I'm really excited.
Me too.
I'm super excited for
Yeah,
this movie.
I can't wait. I'm really pumped for it. I don't even remember when it comes out now. I think it's like September or is it October?
Yeah, I
I
don't
think it
know.
is October.
That's another one I
While
have to
he's
look
looking that
up.
up, where I've got some articles and stuff we're gonna kind of go through here in a minute, but we're still talking Comic Con. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that came out of Comic Con. One thing that I was disappointed that didn't come out of Comic Con was the Infinity War trailer they played for the Hall H. I mean, of course it leaked. Of course we watched it. I mean, no, I mean, no, we didn't. No, we didn't watch it, did we? No, we didn't. No. Yeah, we watched it. We watched the leak trailer. I want it to be released officially because I think they're going to do that towards Justice League, so everybody has that in their mind as they're going into Justice League. Maybe
September 8th.
September 8th.
September 8th.
Right for my birthday, we're going to be doing that. So I really wish they would have released it online. I mean, even with the crappy quality, it was pretty amazing. Starting out with the Guardians and Thor together, and then like at one point, like Thanos chucks a. It looks like he's throwing the moon at them, like chunks of the moon. Like so, I'm just. They've been pumping up Thanos since the first Avengers, and then he was prominent in Guardians 1, which was one of my favorite parts of it. Was seeing like Thanos and then
The banner between him
yes,
and Ronan.
Ronan, yeah, and
Ronan the Accuser.
which I hope is not dead, by the way.
I don't think he is.
And then the Black Order coming in Infinity War 2.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh my god.
that's gonna be so badass. But yeah, I hope they release it online. But the trailer looked really good. I mean, Captain America in a beard with a different suit on, and like everybody together. Like Spider Man was in the trailer. Like Doctor Strange was working with I think Peter Quill in the trailer. Like it was really cool, and to see all those characters come together, it's gonna be fun to see it all come together. And I think it's just gonna be also a massacre for half the movie, and then it'll be a redemption kind of at the end. But I hope that they give us some stakes in this movie. Like, let's kill some people off. I know that that's a little bit, deranged for me to say maybe, or a little bit twisted, but read the Marvel like read Infinity Gauntlet, read Civil War and the original. Like they killed people off, and that was some of the best parts about it because it made you feel, it made you, and it was and pulled you in. You were more invested, and I don't feel going into a Marvel movie. I mean that I'm going to lose a character. Or I don't have to worry about them dying. I mean in Guardians 2, yeah, we lost Yondu, but he's not like a main character; he's a side character. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
And I was more pissed off about that than anything.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You could have killed off freaking one of the actual Guardians, and I would have been a little less pissed off than when Yondu died
I know,
because
right?
I learned to love him more and more as the movie went on.
I know they really developed his character from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You watch the first one versus the second one. I mean, they really helped. I mean, that whole scene with him and Rocket and Groot getting off his ship, one of my favorite scenes in a Marvel film. It was hilarious and grisly because he was killing everybody with that arrow.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was good. I'm excited for Infinity War. I'm excited to see everybody work together. I would have loved to see Yondu work with everybody too in Infinity War. So I don't know. The Infinity Stones, they bring people back, they kill people off. So you never know what's going to happen. But we'll see. But I'm hoping they kind of raise some stakes a little bit and give us a little bit, of a reason to feel for some of these characters. Like maybe they'll lose their friends, and we'll to move on to Phase 4. They probably will kill some people off. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting Captain America to die. I'm expecting Winter Soldier to take his place as Captain America after that. I mean, I know Falcon is Captain America in the comics and stuff, but Winter Soldier was him for a while too, and I think he needs to be Captain America for a while too. If they kill Steve Rogers, let Bucky be Captain America for a while. That'd be good. That'd be cool. I'd be okay seeing that. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Infinity War. I mean, got like a year away. Less than a year, but it looks sick, man.
Less than a year.
It's like May or something, isn't it? Like that, maybe. But yeah, I'm pumped for that movie a lot. I mean, after the last Avengers, I'm ready for a good one again. So
Yeah.
because the first Avengers was one of my favorite movies of all time. So, but I also think it was one of those like things of seeing a team on the big screen for the first time. If DC would have done it first, we would have had the same feelings about that movie as we do the original Avengers because it was the first time we saw a team up like that. So yeah. It's gonna be exciting. I'm ready to see it. So, but so Comic-Con stuff. Speaking of team up stuff, Justice League trailer dropped. I mean, 4-minute trailer, 4 minutes of like glorious Justice League goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the side of Batman v Superman. That was my favorite movie of 2016. His not as much, but he hasn't seen the Ultimate Edition yet either. And if you
I
haven't
haven't.
seen it, you need to watch it and never watch the theatrical cut again. It makes more sense. There's a lot more scenes. There's way more Clark Kent investigating Batman. It's great, but Justice League looks great. Flash, Aquaman, they all look good. Uh, Freaking Steppenwolf looks good for the little bit we've seen of him. But what do you think of the trailer for Justice League?
It was everything I needed and more, to be honest. I'm glad they showed Steppenwolf because he was kind of the enigma of the first movie or the Batman versus Superman, where like he was in a scene that could have explained so much, and they cut it from the
Yeah.
movie. Then they immediately release it, so you see kind of that interaction between him and
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. Um, I mean, honestly, I mean, when you can make Aquaman a badass, I'm all in because Jason
Momoa.
Momoa is a freaking stud.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll say that on camera all day long. I think the dude's awesome.
Me too.
And I'm just stoked to see him in an action movie on the big screen, and I can't wait. I mean,
Me too.
I've never been that much of a DC comic follower, but like I think that they're doing everything right and they're doing everything by the book, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And when you play by the rules, then you obviously have a better product. So I'm stoked for it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Darkseid. I pray that he's at the end of that movie.
They've got to tease him at the end.
They
sure.
have to.
If
I mean,
when Steppenwolf fails, I mean, you got to tease him and the New Gods because I know they're working on a New Gods movie as well for the DC universe. So I want to see the little bit of Apocalypse as well. So I think we'll see it. I mean, looks like in the trailers from the sky being red that Apocalypse is coming. So I think we'll see a glimpse of Darkseid towards the end. Hopefully, maybe Green Lantern shows up at the very, very end or something like that. But it's going to be interesting to see. And we both think that at the end of the trailer that Alfred's talking to Superman. And if you pause it at the right moment, there's like red on the shoulder. So it's got to be Superman. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's like Supergirl or Green Lantern, but they haven't introduced those characters enough. Just pop them in there and have them with the League already. Has to be Superman. Has to be Superman.
I think so.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill is like my favorite Superman ever. So, I mean, the one on Supergirl did a good job. He did a good job too. But Henry Cavill has been amazing as Superman. So, and it's an actual character that I can feel for.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Christopher Reeve Superman was a good movie, but he wasn't a character I could relate to. He was just a Kryptonian that was like, invincible and kind of had a little bit of like, with Clark Kent, you saw a little bit of that conflict, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And with Man of Steel, and especially Batman v Superman, you saw a lot of conflict within him, and it really made me feel for him more as a character. So I've always been a Batman or Flash guy in DC. So, but to really gravitate towards Superman more, that helps out a lot. But I'm more of a DC comic guy. He's more of a Marvel comic guy, and we kind of bring our knowledge together, so that helps out. But yeah, when Justice League comes out, we're going to definitely see it and review it. So we're excited for it.
For sure.
Yeah. So, do you watch any of the DC TV shows at all, like Flash and Arrow?
I don't. I don't have cable, so I don't have like the WB, any of that. Honestly, I started the Arrow.
Yeah, they're all on Netflix
A
now.
long time ago, and I don't think I've ever gotten past like season 2. But I loved it. I loved it.
Good.
It's just that so much stuff comes out, and you get lost, and you forget about things, and then you go back and try to watch it, and then you're like, oh, completely forgot what happened those first 2 seasons. So, I mean, I would love to sit down. Hell, if I had a week off and nothing to do, I'd binge the hell out of it and watch it. But
Well, I know a lot of their trailers and stuff come out, but I'm a season and a half behind on like all the shows, and they're good shows. They really are. Like Arrow, like last season was not that great. Well, season 4, and they're on season 5 now, and I've heard it's a lot better, which is good because season 4 was just terrible. So I'm gonna try to get back into those shows and maybe do some quick reviews during the week when I kind of get caught up on them. But one of my biggest things that came out of Comic-Con that I was excited for was the Defenders trailer, like the full Defenders trailer that came out.
right,
I'm ready for that. That's like 2 weeks away. Actually, 8 days away from the Defenders. 18th. It's the 10th right now. So yeah, 8 days away. I still need to finish Iron Fist. I need to finish Luke Cage. I don't know if it's gonna be like super important to finish them before we start these new shows, but
Iron
yeah,
Fist.
yeah. But a lot of stuff came out on The Last Jedi, like new images and stuff came out online today with Luke and Rey.
Well, I saw that. I didn't get
Yeah.
a chance to check any of that out.
I haven't
but
read the articles yet. I
haven't either.
I was off today, but I had like errands, everything to do today. Of course, my day off, but I saw some of that stuff, and
Because we're grown-ups with actual jobs.
that's right. Yeah.
That pay bills.
Yes. Eventually, we want this to be our bread and butter, but we're not doing enough right now. But eventually, in the next few months, when we start doing more, we will have a Patreon account. We'll do some PayPal donation stuff. But right now, we're just doing this for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, we do want this to be our bread and butter because we want to be able to do our own, like have our own thing, not have to rely on somebody else to pay our bills.
Yeah.
Like we want to work for ourselves. So we hope you guys enjoy what we do on this channel. And if you have any like suggestions, just drop them in the comments section. That's cool. But I appreciate some of you guys like talking to me in the last couple weeks, asking me when the videos were coming and what's going on with the channel. But it's coming. We're figuring out like our work schedules and what we could do during the week. We got a couple days. Looks like we might get some videos out coming up. So we're is there any movies that are coming? We were gonna go see The Dark Tower last week, but it didn't work out. And I think it's okay that we didn't see it. Because
Yeah,
the
from what,
reviews, nothing sounded that great. But real quick, I wanted the Josh Brolin as Cable in Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I mean, he gave what, 2 pictures?
Yeah,
I think it's all we saw. That was enough. I was sold.
Yeah,
I was sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really on the fence about it because there were 3 or 4 other people that they had lined up for that character that I really thought was way more suited. Just
who was your
best
main?
suited?
Who was your number one that you had picked for it?
Well, now I can't think of his
was
name.
it the guy from Avatar, Stephen Lang?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I just thought him being older, they didn't really have to do a lot of makeup work to him.
Yeah.
He already had the haircut, the hair color.
Mm-hmm.
He had the body shape, the type. He's more of a cut. I didn't think Josh Brolin was that big of a guy.
He's
I mean,
huge now. There's a picture of him on like Instagram or Facebook where his muscles are like
swole.
massive. Like
but
he got
I thought
super
that
shape.
guy was just much more fitting, and he was probably thrown into it maybe 2 or 3 other people out of it. But as soon as like they showed him in a side-by-side comparison, because I saw the fan art and all these fan dream casts and all this, I was like, yeah, that's him. That's Cable. That is the perfect guy. He had the attitude. I felt like there wasn't much you had to do as far as like cosmetically to make him look like the comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Brolin, I mean, they had to change his hair a little. They had to probably do some makeup to kind of add a little bit of age to him.
Even though he is in his like late 50s.
Yeah, but
dude looks great for being late 50s.
honestly, after the pictures, I was sold. I mean, I'm sold 100%. I'm in on it. I can't wait. I don't think. I mean, hell, even the teddy bear strapped on his freaking head.
I know,
man.
right?
I was like, shit, yes,
that was fantastic.
You got it. I mean, there's where they're once again. I mean, it's the small little details, little things like that. Like, for some reason, Hollywood feels like it's they don't need to put stuff, but when you do, like people that actually have followed along with the comic books and the characters, you're gonna appreciate it and you're gonna want to see it just because you notice little things like that. That's the things to me that seal the deal. When I'm like getting hyped up for these movies, I can't wait for it, man.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds might be in charge of these films because after what happened with X-Men Origins Wolverine and how mad he was
for sure
that they said that was him at the end and it was another actor, and that he wasn't even told that was happening, and then for him to go with Deadpool and get that script ready and be like, he's been that big of a fan of this character for like 20 years.
Been the freaking ambassador.
Like he's been wanting to play this character for a long time. He's been a fan of that character way before because he's been a Marvel Comics guy since he was a kid. But I feel like he's been in charge of this whole thing because they're doing it right. Because he's a true fan. He's not letting the studio take over. Fox is letting him do whatever they want to do. That's great. My favorite part about that first movie was like how good he played that character. It reminded me of like the 90s Deadpool comics, like every bit of it. And going back to Cable, I think Josh Brolin looks fantastic. He wasn't my number one choice either. Mine was Ron Perlman. I had Ron Perlman. I love him, and I thought he would be perfect for the role. But Josh Brolin's a great actor, and I know he's going to kill it in this role.
I can't wipe him as Hellboy out of my head though.
Yeah,
That's the hardest part. I mean, when that's what ruins it for me too. When you see this person play a character and then they're cast as somebody else, like it's hard to wipe that other person out of there. Just like, I mean, Ryan Reynolds is the Green Lantern. It was a little more easier for me just because
scrub that out of my mind.
That I mean, that movie was another turd, but
yeah,
still, like, I love the Hellboy movies.
Me too.
And I thought Ron Perlman was the perfect Hellboy. Now, granted, this new guy they're casting,
the sheriff from Stranger Things, I think he's going to do well too. Yeah,
it could work. I can see it. I can see it 100%.
Yeah,
but seeing Ron Perlman play somebody else, that would have been the hardest part.
Yeah.
To get that to have to win me back over as somebody else.
Yeah, because to me, like, Ron Perlman's a great actor, but when he's in a character like Hellboy, I see him as that character. Like, he's right, but even though I thought he was a perfect role, perfect fit. But he's not like a Tom Cruise to me. Like, I can see Tom Cruise in a movie one day and the next movie, and he blends in as that character. Like, I see him as that character only in the film he's in. And so it takes, like, and Josh Brolin's a great actor. I know he's going to kill it. And he's going to kill it as Thanos, too. I mean, he's Thanos and Cable. I mean, talk about, like, your freaking dream.
Yeah.
You get to play, like, the biggest bad in the Marvel Universe.
Two big badasses.
And then Cable in the Fox Marvel Universe. I mean, that's just freaking huge, and I'm glad it's coming. I'm excited. That's next year too. I mean, like,
yeah.
And then Domino, like, at first I was kind of iffy, but the character looks good. I just wish they would paint her face white, give her like a black spot to make her look more like a Domino. But the actress is probably going to do a really good job. I mean, they have faith in her to cast her. Ryan Reynolds probably helped out with casting, so I have faith that she's going to do the role. It's cool that she's black. I know a lot of people are like, well, she's supposed to be white, man, but it's okay. That's fine. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if it doesn't work, then people will be backlashing because of that. But you know what? It's probably going to work. I trust what they're doing with the Deadpool, especially after the first movie. I'm like, do whatever you want. I will trust what you're doing.
Right.
So I love that movie so much. And then real quick before we go, let's talk about Thor Ragnarok trailer, man. That came out for Comic-Con. Great trailer. I'm still in the camp of, like, I'm really excited, but I'm a little bit nervous because of After the Dark World. I mean, I liked the first Thor movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was more of a grounded story just with Thor, and it built Loki up very well. So by the time he came to the Avengers, we knew who he was. But it was a really grounded story. It wasn't like super like out there, but it was very grounded. His relationship with Jane Foster, I liked it with Dr. Eric Selvig and his relationship with him. I liked the movie, but then Dark World was just no.
Yeah.
No. But so I'm hoping they learn their lesson. And Ragnarok visually looks stunning.
I think so.
Just beautiful shots in that trailer. I mean, like Zack Snyder visual wise, that's how good it looks.
Yeah.
Because that dude, you can't do visuals better than him. But this trailer looks so good.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see a little bit of like that. I hope they have the Hulk as he grows in the cinematic universe to talk more normal like he does in the comics. Not like Amadeus Cho Hulk. I mean, like Bruce freaking Banner Hulk. Not like, hey, dude, I'm the Hulk. Like, not that Hulk. But what do they call him? Totally Awesome Hulk. Like, worst character ever. Like, terrible. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok trailer, man. You pumped for that movie too?
Stoked. Honestly, I was stoked from the very beginning just because, I mean, the freaking Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. That did it.
That alone had me just stoked. I mean, just hyped up for it. But I mean, when I found out that Surtur was going to be in it, I mean, there's just so many opportunities for this movie to just kill it. And
I'm ready for it.
I can't wait, man. I mean, other than his classic hammer is apparently going to get destroyed within like the first 5 minutes of the movie or whatever, but
I'm sure it'll come back eventually.
I'm sure it will.
They'll do what I think they're going to do with at the end of the trailer. You see him like actually as the God of Thunder with lightning running through him. Maybe he'll just be that from now on.
Yeah.
Without maybe that's the power of the hammer coming back. I don't know. So I don't know. It just looks freaking sweet.
And that's the best part about it. They're not giving us too much.
I know.
They're not. They gave us just enough to get you excited about the movie and know the characters that are going to be playing in it, but they didn't throw the whole farm at you to the point where like you go see the movie and you're like, well, hell, I just saw everything in the trailer for the first 5 minutes that I was given this for free. Thanks, Marvel.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff in this movie. And plus, I mean, this is the one to set it up on the this is the one to get you ready for the Infinity War.
Yeah.
I mean,
this will be the one before it. So yeah.
Other than this, I mean, this is it. This
one before it's the big setup. So
yeah.
And if you've watched the leaked trailer for Infinity War, like Thor is like in the beginning of it, like in a looks like a destroyed planet or something. So I don't know what's going to happen at the end of Ragnarok to set up Infinity War, but something's going to happen to set this up. So
crazy.
It looks so good. And also, it's not Comic-Con related, but Game of Thrones started back up. We're 4 episodes in, and they're not slowing down, dude. They just came out swinging immediately from episode 1 of the season 7. It's been fantastic. The last episode, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones for this year, stop watching this video because we're going to be like spoiler heavy because of how good it was. But to see the Dothraki and the dragon like just shred that army in like seconds I've wanted to see that since she started building her army in like 3 seasons ago. I'm like, okay, let's see something. And then the Unsullied are like spread out now because of what happened at Casterly Rock. It's a good time for Game of Thrones. And her and Jon Snow, the cave paintings with the first children and the first man, like how they came together to fight like the White Walkers. Yeah. What do you think about Game of Thrones so far this year?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I've been hooked since the very first episode I ever watched.
Yeah.
My only issue is the fact that they give us this final season, and how many episodes are we? Is it going to be 8?
I think it's
9?
like 8 or 7 or 8.
7 or 8 episodes in this season, and you've got to close all of the past 6 seasons.
Well, they got one more season after this, though.
Oh, they are going another season?
Yeah, they have one more short season, but it's apparently pushed back to for a year and a half after the season.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm expecting them to just try to squeeze every bit of this entire series into these 7 episodes and close it. And every episode I'm watching, I'm going, okay, you have all this you got to get done. You have to do this. You have to do this. And I mean, they're just the foot's on the pedal, man. They're full throttle, not just giving you everything you want. And I love it. I hate to see it end. That's the only thing that I can't say. But I mean, everything has to come to an end at some point. But I just really hope that they don't pull some of the BS that a lot of these shows have been doing lately and just leave things open to our perspective and let us be the ones to kind of be the writers or the ones who come up with the ending. No, damn it, it's your job to write an ending. It's you started this damn thing. Now you end it.
You finish it.
Yeah. So finish it. That's all I'm asking. I don't care if it's good or bad or if it's crappy or sad.
Just finish it.
Just finish it.
Yeah. Give me an actual ending.
Yeah. That's all I ask, and I'll be happy, I think. But I mean, like I said, this last episode was killer.
God, it was so good.
So good.
I thought Jamie was gonna bite it. Like I was like, yeah, they gonna kill Jamie.
They should have killed him and
his guard
Braun.
Yeah, Braun. Yeah.
They should have killed him and Braun. I mean, one of the two needed to go, if not both. I mean, I really freaking love how you want to hate the Lannisters and you hate Cersei.
Yeah.
You hate her with all your heart.
But you can't
hate Jamie for some reason.
Well, he's not on board with Cersei all the way. He's got doubts. He knows she's like lost it.
Right.
And I think this is going to show him that I don't think we can win. And I think he's either going to switch sides or he's going to just leave or something or figure out. They need to get him involved in the war against the winter because we have to have. I don't know. I think it's either gonna be Jamie or Arya that kills Cersei. Has to be. Well, she's on Arya's list, but will Jamie just do it if he knows that she's wrong?
I don't know. That's the hard part.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I mean, I love the fact that like when you saw him riding on that horse and he's charging towards
Oh my God.
the dragon, and you're at a point where like you don't want to see either one of them die.
I know.
You really don't, but you're going, somebody's got to die here. And I mean, that's when I was really at the point where I was like, it's time to accept the fact that Jaime Lannister is going to die right here. Because
I thought it was going to happen. I thought he was going to bite it. I was like, oh, he's going to get fried.
yeah. And he didn't.
Because Tyrion was on the hill watching the whole thing. He's like, you dumbass, turn around. Stop. Do not do that. Because he knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be so interesting to see what happens. Because I've only read the first book in this series. And they're going to be like way done before the books are even out. So if you're watching the show and you want to read the books, you should stop watching the show. Because it's all going to be ruined. But I'm cool with that. I'll go back and read the books eventually. But I'm a visual person. I'm not a huge book person. I mean,
I don't read.
Yeah,
I don't.
I read articles.
Honestly,
and, like,
I don't
blogs
read.
and shit.
Yeah,
That's
I read maybe
Facebook.
I have a 15-minute attention span to read something, and if you don't get me within that first 15 minutes, I could give a rat's.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
I haven't talked about this on camera yet, so before we go, I wanted to say one thing. I'm happy that Ron Howard is directing the Han Solo movie, and then they fired Phil Lord and Chris Miller, because I knew they weren't going to take that movie in the right direction. I was really worried because they're too comedy based, and I don't want a comedy. I want like humor, sarcastic humor in a Han Solo movie, but not a comedy. Like, I don't want a comedy. So now that Ron Howard's on board and he's directing and back on track, I'm really excited to see what they do, because Ron Howard's a phenomenal director. If you've seen anything he's done, back since Backdrafter, and he's such a good director. He's visually great. He's character driven. I mean, Beautiful Mind was just so good.
Yeah,
that was Ron Howard, right?
I have to cover up logos, don't I?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I guess we have to cover up logos.
Heaven forbid somebody try.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the pad. It's just pad. It's me pad.
Your pear pad.
It's my me pad. So, but we're gonna do these kind of videos every now and then where we kind of just discuss a bunch of shit and kind of lay it out there. I was gonna call. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'll when I figure out the title, I put it in the title of the video. I'll change it, but we'll make an episode 1 of this where we'll talk like geek talk, or I don't know what we'll do. I'm sure that's taken, but we'll do something. But I don't know, news in a blender or some shit like that. We'll do something, but we'll kind of do a video where we talk about everything we've missed, and if we're not doing a movie review, we'll just kind of go over some stuff, you know. So don't put that KFK cup there. But we also have talked about reviewing beers on this channel. He works for a beer distributing company, and we drink some good beers. So we thought about talking about those too. So you want to see that coming up on the channel, and maybe some tech reviews too. I'm getting an iPad the next month or so. So I was gonna review this thing, but when we got him, the day we got him, we came home, and then we had to leave and go meet some people. So I didn't have time to like do an unboxing or anything like that. We just had to put him on and get the hell out of the house. So, but yeah, we'll do some tech reviews. We'll talk more movie stuff like this. We'll do some reviews coming up, but we're going to be doing more stuff. Sorry we haven't been doing a lot. Like I said, life has gotten in the way. He's got a busy time this season coming up for his second job, so we'll squeeze it in as much as we can. And if it has to be me occasionally by myself, we'll do that. Or if he ever wants to do something by himself and just shoot it up online, that's cool. Even if it's just quick, like little videos, we're talking about something real fast. So, but hope you guys enjoyed our video talking about all kinds of cool shit and cool stuff and fun things and movies and things. And
yeah,
hopefully one year we'll actually get to go to Comic-Con and like do like live stuff there.
Yeah, it's gotta happen.
No,
it's gotta happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I want to go. It has to happen. So we'll make it happen.
We'll do it. We'll get it done. As the channel grows and gets bigger over the years, we'll hopefully eventually get to the point where we can afford to get to Comic-Con and do that.
Go rob a lemonade stand or something.
Heck yeah, let's do that. Let's do like, little girl, give me your money. Yeah, that's what's up.
Stick it up.
Yeah, but we'll get there somehow. That's one of our big goals for the channel is that. I talked about in my previous video I uploaded today about that Star Wars show I was working on with some friends. It's not happening now, so we'll got some other stuff in the pipeline that I'm working on, so we'll figure it out. But hope you guys enjoyed this video where we talk about all the Comic-Con stuff and trailers and Game of Thrones and movies we've watched recently. So I think it's the next one we're doing. It's coming up real soon, so that'll be our next review. Will be it, unless we do like a Blu-ray review or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you next time when we review the movie It from Stephen King, and it's gonna be fun. We're excited. So see you guys. Have a good night. I'm Jeff. This is
Jason,
and we'll see you next time. Later.
Later.